Howdy folks, Bairdos here, and it's time to break down the trusts available for 100 points from this month's login campaign. I'll card that right here. So as mentioned in that login campaign breakdown video I've done, these trusts will be available to purchase until Japanese midnight on the 9th of June, and all but Shantoto 2 cost 100 login points. So let's start. Firstly, Zeed. If you've progressed the Rhapsodies of Vana'diel questline much, you'll likely already have Zeed too. However, Zeed has a few differences. Firstly, he uses all absorb spells, including absorb TP, not just attribute, and also single target elemental spells up to tier 3, as well as Drain and Asper too. He'll attempt to stun any enemy ability with either stun or his form of weapon bash, Abyssal Strike, and will also use HP draining weapon skills when he has low HP. Yes, unlike Zeed 2, this Zeed actually has weapon skills other than Ground Strike. Next, Lion. Again, you likely have Lion 2 already. This version is not a ninja sub-job, so no shadows, but she does gain synergy from Zeed, Aldo and Gilgamesh's trusts. Unclear on exactly what though, which means I must now test this. Lion does come with Treasure Hunter and Gilfinder though, which I keep forgetting, so she's not entirely useless, but she will Area of Effect weapon skill all the time. Natcha Salahim makes an appearance again, and she's a club wielding monk trust. Only one thing noteworthy for her, and that's her weapon skill Peacebreaker. Though poor for damage itself, gives minus 50% defense and magic defense to enemies. So that's certainly worth a thought. Leko Haboka is certainly a strange looking character, but could potentially have some use also. He'll use single target nukes, but only up to tier 2, and use TP as soon as he has 1000 TP. But his use is in one of the TP moves that will let him use. In Spirit. This is an area of effect heal and a raise. So certainly an option to consider. Alongside Celtius for again area of effect heals. It could definitely be useful in spammy fights. Luzaf is perhaps one of the least useful trusts in the game. Does look kinda cool, but as a Corsair, will not use Phantom Roll. What's the point? Only two other things worth mentioning, these being he has use of Quick Draw and will hold his TP to close skill chains, but there's better options for skill chain closer out there. Next we have Najilith, who is an Atargan general who will fight close range while ranged attacking also. Will use Barrage when she can and has synergy with the other generals, these being Rujajin, Galadar, Zazarg and Milialiapo. But again I'm unsure exactly what this synergy is. Personal experience with her though is that instead of Sidewinder, like a good ranger, you'll spam Cyclone. So less damage and links galore. Yay! Domina is one of the Shantoto options for trusts, this one being meh, depending on what you're doing, but mostly meh. Gives access to single target nukes up to tier 5 and will start off each battle with one of those tier 5 nukes. And because of that, her MP doesn't tend to last all that long. I really don't tend to use her all that much personally because she becomes useless fairly quickly because of those tier 5 nukes. Star Sybil is the first of our passive trusts in this login campaign. She'll stand beside you, but simply watch you die when the going gets tough, as with all passive trusts. Her bubble effect, as it seems to be, grants plus 19 magic attack boost at level 99. She also has a side benefit of boosting Karaha Baruha to auto refresh 3 instead of 1 when summoned alongside him. Speaking of Karahabaruha, he's next. Cast up to tier 6 cures, max Protectra and Shilra, Na spells, haste, as well as bar spells. The bar spells only come out if he takes damage from that element first though, which obviously is very helpful in certain fights. Looking at you summon high tier battle fights. He also attempts to close skill chains when he can, but if he can't and gets to 3000 TP, he'll use Spirit Taker for MP, providing he needs some. So, an option for a healer, not a top option, but certainly another option. Next, there's Aruhat. Aruhat's a blue mage, I'm pretty sure, but there's nothing blue magey about this trust, sadly. Basic war, obtained for collection purposes only. From someone less useful to someone extremely so. Uka! Uka is a dancer, so instantly if you do Dreamland's Dynamis, grab her! He uses steps, drain and haste sambas, and curing waltz up to 5. When summoned with Moomor, she also gains enhanced waltz potency, so if you have him, that's your Dyna party well healed. Another passive trust now, this time Kuyan Hathdena. She bestows Indie Precision on the party, which at 99 equates to plus 25 accuracy and ranged accuracy, which can also stack with a Geomancer's Indie Precision. So if you're ever in need of that little bit more accuracy, Kuyan's your person to go to. A Bedsio now, and this is a Gubu, yes, a Gubu. Sadly, as awesome as it sounds to get a Gubu smacking things upside the head at your side, he's a bit disappointing. Blunt damage as a monk, so there's that, but the only other thing worth pointing out is that he gets Plantoid killer effects. Not one I use a whole lot through lack of impressing me when I have in the past. A tank now, and we have one I find particularly useful for leveling. Brujajin. For leveling, he's useful especially at lower levels because of his alcohol and its fire effect that does not seem to scale. But yeah, level 1 can dish out a chunk of fire damage that will one-shot anything. As he's a great sword user though, he doesn't get access to shield bash, so not a great tank for things you want an additional stun handy for. But he does holy, flash and cure up to tier 4. When called forth with the rest of the Atargan generals, his sentinel apparently gains an enlight effect. Would certainly be pretty cool. The only other thing worth mentioning is his victory beacon weapon skill. This thing is an area of effect move that certainly seems to do pretty decent damage and looks pretty damn cool too. Potential annoyance, because it really does hit quite a wide range, but it definitely looks cool. Le Langavo, the eye patch wearing Mithra from Adalin, is a monk. That's about all I can say. I'll need to use her a bit more to see whether she's any good, but in fairness, she's a monk, so that's sadly unlikely. Another of the ideal Dreamland's Dynamis team now, Mayakov. Another dancer, so job ability procs galore from him in there. He's also got some pretty damn nice weapon skills too for leveling with. He won't, however, waltz. Our last passive trust now in the shape of Brigid. She grants an indie charisma effect that actually bestows a 9.7% defense bonus and plus 5 magic defense bonus when summoned at 99. Decent when you need that little extra resiliency. Now on to one of my personal favourites, Mildaurion. From personal experience, she loves to use area of effect moves, but does have one of the coolest attack animations I've seen. She also looks damn cool, so there's that. Unsure if she has anything else going for her, but I certainly dig her. Rongelots is a sword wielding warrior. Doesn't use anything significant to my knowledge, but does get access to Beast Killer, so that could be useful. The mysterious Taru Black Mage Avaialble is also available, him being one of the few trusts that will use Ja spells. But that's only to magic burst with. Everything else is single target elemental nukes up to tier 5. Carrying on with the Black Mages, Uligor is here too. Uligor is pretty cool looking, as he's a course, and he's huge. And he also has the largest MP pool of any trust, which is always helpful. He does have access to Memento Mori, which he'll use before casting Comet, and as well as that will cast stun and single target nukes up to tier 5. One nice thing to note is that even though he's classed as undead, he can be cured. Nearing the end now, and we have another favourite of mine, Theodore. This is the pale bearded guy from Adalin that looks like someone you would not want to disappoint. A personal favourite of mine for not only looks, but as he does multiple things. His attacks are not classed as normal attacks, and each come with a different effect depending on the animation. If his attack has an explosion, then it's a darkness attack. He slashes with a sword, it's a slashing based attack. The most interesting one, however, is his horizontal striking motion, which has the awesome additional effect of silence on it. Great for when leveling against magic users. As his attacks are all these special ones, however, he doesn't seem to be affected by haste spells or Samba, anything of that ilk. Another side benefit is he has access to Ja and Ga spells. But again, like Avaialble, he will only use these to magic burst. Our penultimate trust is the tiger-like Darsoon. Not one I found that great, but he has the potential to be. Can't miss, which is obviously fantastic. He also does a roar animation that is a magic based attack, which is what he'll use if the target is out of range, say a dragon in flight or such. He also has synergy with Morimar, in that when Morimar is summoned alongside him, his usual habit of storing TP to around 2000 goes out the window, and he'll use it as soon as he hits 1000. And that's it for your 100 point trusts. That's the whole 22 of them. The only remaining trust is Shantoto 2, who is available for 300 points. Shantoto 2 is limited to only tier 1 elemental nukes, but she does seem to have damn high magic attack bonus, so it all packs a punch. I've never seen her run out of MP, which at 99 and only casting tier 1 spells, that's probably never going to happen. She can also double burst skill chains pretty consistently, and also melees. One final interesting point is that King of Hearts treats her like a player, in that he'll cast everything he can on her, even going as far as to prioritise her over the player sometimes. Sometimes not ideal, obviously. As with all Shantotos though, if you've got Shantoto 2 out, you can't have any of the others. So that's your lot. I'd recommend grabbing every trust that you don't have due to the new trust improvement quest introduced last update that requires you to have 86 trusts available before you can flag it. Those I recommend not missing out on if you're not a collector and working towards that though, would be Star Sibyl, Uka, Mayakov, and personal preference Theodore. But I have tried to list all of the reasons why each trust is worth grabbing if they are. And that's it. I hope this video has helped you out. If it has, or provided you with some new knowledge, a like would be muchly appreciated. Have I missed anything out, or do you have specific trusts that you favour out of the list? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to see more videos like these, or more Final Fantasy XI in general, make sure to click subscribe. Got plenty coming out weekly. For now though, I've been Bairdos, this has been Final Fantasy XI, you take it easy, have a good day, adios.